For this tutorial, I am going to show you the ladder stitch, and sometimes I ladder over, on leather, and then sometimes I ladder on a multi-strand. And if you don't know what the multi-strand is, it's when you get the pegs and you just like wrap around the pegs, boom, boom, and then I do my ladder stitching. I'm going to show you the way I start on both of them is, everything's exactly the same pretty much, except when it gets to the end, I do something a little bit different here. So after I finish this one, which I'll give you how to start and all the little tips and tricks. After I finish this one, then I will finish this one. So let's get started. So I am going to, okay, this one ended up being, let me see, okay, so it was 6 inches because this part is 6 inches, and then the hardware added a 7-inch, and it fits me perfectly. So if you need to make it like an inch longer, then just put your pegs a little bit further apart. So I'm gonna start off by putting let's see, here's the 0, and then here's, okay, this one's gonna be the multi-strands. We're gonna have to bump over, guys. So there's 1. Okay, so the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because I want to put a clip here, and another clip here. Okay, the one really important thing, the cord that I use to do the weaving with is this is our wax jewelry cord in the 0.5. Really important. You need to spool off, let's see, what's about 54 of 108. Take 108 inches of this cord, just get it off the spool, 108 inches, and then I'll tell you what we're gonna do with that. Because what you do is, I'm just gonna pretend like this is 108 because the 108 won't exactly fit for what I'm gonna show you. So what you need to do is split this, because we're going to use it but doubled. So when you double the 108, it's going to come out to like 54 or so inches. And the way you split it is, this one's actually really simple to split. You just twist it, just give it some twisting, and then see how it comes apart. So you just get your finger, or you could use a peg, and just like pull. See that? And when you do this, don't go like this. You have to like pull it along the cord. So I'm gonna take one, and you want to maybe like put like a knot on the end of it, because sometimes when you're doing it, your cords get kind of confused, and then you don't know which one you're supposed to be like pulling. So I like to put a knot on the end to kind of let me know. So it's real easy. You just pull, and then it'll like turn into a big little bunchy thing, and then you just with your fingers real gently just ease it down. And see how it's kind of like, it's coming apart, basically. And you just like ease it down all the way, and then you just come back and just keep like pulling until, the whole thing is like apart. So your long, single, skinny piece should be about 108 to 110 inches, give or take, because you do end up with some left over, which is always like good. And what you need to do with this is you need to stretch it out to get rid of the kinks. See that? It stretches really easily, so you have a nice thin thread. So once you get that done, let's go on to the next part. You need to fold it in half. So let's get it like folded in half, and let's get the ends lined up. And this is the cord that we're going to be doing our weaving with. So let me put this aside. And then over here, I'm going to get my, let me put the focus lock on. And let me bump up the light. Yes. I'm going to use the wax jewelry cord in the 0.9. This is the thicker version. And I'm going to tie an overhand knot just so it doesn't like, I don't think that it ever has, but I don't know. I'm always like cautious. I'm going to put it into the clip, and I'm going to wrap. Let me see, how many times did I wrap for that other one? You can wrap as many times as you want. I think I did I I think I did 3 times. So you'll end up with 3 like parts on this side and then 3 on this side. You don't want to like stop here because then this side will only have 2 and then this side will have 3 and then, you know, it will be like unbalanced. So I'm going to come over here and this is just right now just to get the measure for the cord. Is that, let me make sure that's focused. Is that better? Yeah. And so I'm going to cut this. I'm going to put this aside. And then with, oh, we need to put our clasp and our ring in there. So here's a clasp and a ring. And we need to take this off. Let's do that right now. I'm going to put a clasp on one side and a ring on the other. And every time you come back around, don't forget to go back through the hole in the clasp because that is important. So let me get the ring on here. Wrap, and then back through the hole in the clasp. Like so, and then come around and through the ring. And back through the clasp. And all right. And you don't have to go back through the ring. You just clip it here because we'll be tying it here and then we'll be doing the ladder stitch. Is that focused? Let's see. Nope. Right there. Perfect. Okay. So the next thing, really important, this your 110 or 8 or 10 piece of thread, it's folded in half. So you have a, one thing about when you're doing the ladder stitch, I don't know, this cords get like stuck on everything in its wake. So kind of like, don't be like me. I have this huge mess here. I'm sure I'll have a few mishaps, but we need to attach the cord to this. And what I do is like it's like kind of like a version of the coil knot. So you measure out 6 inches, about 6-7 inches or so. And we are going to put a coil on. You know what? This really calls for a needle. Put a needle. I don't want to use a wonky needle, so I'm going to put a needle right there. And see how I have this tail here? That you're going to start wrapping. You put it under and start wrapping that way. And you'll see why in a minute. So there's 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go 4 wraps, okay? And then you put these in through the eye of the needle and just very, very gently, need that little loop. You're going to pull it through. Just like that, nice and neat. Try to keep your fingers underneath so your coil knot doesn't like come apart. Now for this side, what I do, only because it makes it like quicker and easier, I just kind of like fold part of the cord and get like a fold in there and just kind of stick it in there, the eye, and then just pull it through. And then don't move your finger because you need to hold that. And I'm just basically, I'm pulling the whole thing through. So the folded end will be popping out. See that? Woo, there it comes. All right. So now what we need to do is we're going to take this and we're going to scoot it all the way down, just like that. And then tighten it as tight as you can. Nice and tight. And then we'll come in, you know what, actually, maybe it's a good idea to do it now. You could do it either when you finish or you could do it right now. But this little part right here, you want to, you know, melt it so that it's nice and like secure. Tap, tap. Okay. Now I'm going to, uh-oh, I don't want to cut that. Okay, so now we have this bend in here. So what we're going to add, if you don't know what a leadered needle is, I'm going to show you. And I use these a lot. You will see in a lot of my videos what it is. It's a needle with fishing line on it. And the size that I tend to use most often is the John James beading needle. It's a number 12, and then the fishing line is like either like a 4 or a 6 pound, whatever. I mean, most of the time, what I have available on my website is whatever the company has in stock that I buy it from. Because sometimes they have the 6, sometimes they have the 4. What for this? I mean, I pre-make all my leadered needles and I just have them there, and they're all long. But when I do the a ladder bracelet, I make my leadered needle probably, maybe we're gonna go with 10 inches. So it because it just adds to the the overall just length of cord that you need to weave. So right in here, I'm going to make a double overhand knot. I'm going to do that again. It because instead of just doing like one overhand like this, because it'll slip, what I do is I do it twice. So I just I go 1, 2, and then I grab it, and it makes a nice secure knot. So let me pull that, and then I'm gonna actually I forgot to do something. You need to put it on your cord. So, but at least I showed you how to tie it. That's the important thing, I think. And actually, it's important to get it on as well. So let's do that. You want to that bend in the cord. You want to add in your leadered needle, and then do a double overhand knot. So one thing that helps is see how I'm with my thumb, I'm squishing it, because this stuff kind of like slips out of your hand really easily. So 1, 2, and grab, and then tighten. All right. And if you like, just, hey, let's go. You don't want this knot to be like on the bend. We have to offset it. That just causes problems later on. I'm just going to pull it to where the knot is like somewhere like in the middle. Okay, so let's start. So let me do a little bit of a recap. I wrapped to where I had 3 parts on each side, the multi-strand. I put a ring on this side and a clasp on this side, and I used like a version of the coil knot to attach my the cord here. And again, this is it was about between 108 and 110 coming off the spool. I separated it and then folded it in half. So when you come in to do the ladder, let me see. Okay. The first bead is the most important. The first and the last, actually. Because on this one, when you put the bead in, you have to do one additional like little step to the first bead that you don't have to do on all the others. So let me just put that in there. So see how the cord's on the bottom? You kind of put this in like that. And now this, so we need to weave this cord back, excuse me, over in and put it in the hole of the bead. See that? So we're gonna feed it in. And one thing that I do that's really important when you're feeding, excuse me, it's like really hot in here. I think I'm like, I need water. You need to, the needle kind of like go it like in an upward motion, because you don't want it to stab your cord. You can feel it like going along the inside of the bead. So I'm gonna come over here. Get this. We want to get it scooted over. Yeah. One thing that you can do if your cord is like really, really tight, which is a really cool tip, what I do is I take this off and I put like some, I don't know, like you can put like anything. Let's get a piece of wrap. Because the important thing is we got the measurement for the multi-strand, and so now what we do here is we can come in and clip this. And what it does is it just makes this part a little bit looser, so that way it's easier to get your beads in. So see, now we can like come in here. Ooh, that's so much better. I'm going to come in here. And one thing that I like to do, and I've noticed over the years, it does make a huge difference. This, see when you pull it, see this little loop right here? Kind of like have it going to the left. And for some reason, it just like automatically, it centers so much better that I don't know what it is, but it just works. So at this point, the next step, which is it's very important for the first bead, is you need to come back right through here. See that? Let me see if I can zoom in. Okay, so right there, right here, right there, you need to come over and pull through. Because if you don't do that on the very first bead, it will pop out. So that's going to help secure it. Perfect. I'm going to scoot this down. All right, now we can start adding in our beads. And let me just move all this stuff out of the way because I know it's going to get like hot in everything. So I just put my needle like, you know what, let me scoot this down. So I want to get close up because I want you to see what I'm doing. So put your bead on, pull, then hold it like with your finger right underneath and kind of pop it up and then feed the cord through. Uh-oh, something got stuck in there. Uh-oh. I'm telling you, these ladder bracelets, they're like hurricane, like, and if your cords get uneven, it's real easy, just gently, just pull both of these at the same time and then they'll just kind of get even. But remember I said kind of like go to the left and then boom. I think there's something under my board. Hang on. Got like a piece of thread or something because it's not like, not gripping properly. Okay, so now let's do the next one. All right. And another thing, make sure that the beads that you use, that the holes aren't like overly small. Make sure you can go through, because see right here, we're going through twice. See 1, 2. Make sure you can go through your bead one more time. That's going to be really important for the last step. So let's get this one and tighten. Perfect. And I don't know of any other I know I've seen another way to do this where there's with 2 cords. I don't know. I'll have to like revisit that one because it's been a long time since I've done that. But there's another version of the ladder where you can my gosh, it gets stuck in everything. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna pull and boom. It's kind of get it nice and snug there. I mean, the nice thing is as you get closer to finishing it, it gets a lot easier because you know, you're not working with so much cord that just, you know, gets tangled in everything. Oh, there it goes again. There it goes. Come on. No, I'm gonna see if I can uh-oh. No, no, no. Perfect. Okay. Things are moving along. And Another thing, if you're doing like a double, you do basically the same thing, except you'll just have to like double the amount of cord. So um, if you originally cut off, a strand of 108, it'll have to probably be about like 208, because you you don't ever want to like double, triple, or quadruple, because in these single strand, your what I call the working cord, um, it's already in there. I hope I'm making sense, because we're gonna have cord left over after we finish this one. So if we doubled it, we don't need 2 sets of leftover cord. Does that make sense? So if you do a triple, you don't want 3 sets of leftover cord. I think that kind of sort of makes sense. So I'll calculate how much cord I have left over after making this one, and it'll give you a rough idea. And another thing, when you're making like a really long one, you know what? I'll talk about that at the end, because it'll make more. No, will it? I was gonna say make more sense. I don't think so. But sometimes I start in the middle. But of course, if you do it that way, you have to finish the ends a little bit differently. It's been a long time since I've made a triple wrap. I tend to like the singles, because I like to like pair them with like matching other matching bracelets, and it's hard to like layer a ladder bracelet, because especially if it's like I mean, it's hard to layer a triple strand ladder bracelet, because the bracelet in itself is like the focal point. I don't know how to explain it, but you know what I mean, right? It's coming along so nice. And this is probably, I don't know, I don't know how long a project, maybe like 20 or 30 minutes. I mean, if you're gonna get into it, but it depends on how fast you are. Okay, so uh, that little sprig, this little thing keeps getting, why? I'm gonna, goodbye. I'm gonna throw it out, and I bet it's gonna somehow come back. I think I've thrown it off my, oh, you know why? It's because I have like 3 of them. Oh, there's another one. Out you go. This one's gone, gone, gone. Okay. One of the neat things about the ladder bracelets, you can get really creative with them. You can stack beads, and because I mean, it's like bead weaving. I mean, even with this board, I've done like a certain amount of bead weaving, but it's something that I don't, oh my goodness, get into too much, because I have a lot of other things that I teach. But I'll show you something in a second. Oh my God. Okay. I think this is the only bracelet where I'll be like, ooh, ah, ooh, oh. Like making sound effects. Okay. So let's keep going, because you know what? I'm going to finish it, because sometimes I make things halfway and I'm like, no, 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 no. I mean, but you know what, guys? Feel free to like skip ahead. I will not be insulted. Okay. All right. Oh my goodness. Sometimes it just, oh yeah. If it gets tangled, put your finger in here and just with both of these, just grab and pull both. It's like like when when you have your hair and you just run your fingers down your hair, I don't know, just seems to straighten everything out. So perfect. Okay. All right, we are getting there. right, it's looking good. These colors are so pretty. They remind me of, I don't know, the sunset. You know, when the sky gets really, beautiful and orange. It's just so pretty. All right, up, angle, and pull. You know, one thing, oh my God, you know what it reminds me of? I don't know why. I love, ever since I was a kid, my favorite thing when the sun goes down is a backlit palm tree. I remember I even had a t-shirt that I got in Miami, um, in I think it was like 1978 or something. And I loved that t-shirt because it had like some backlit palm trees. That's kind of what, I don't know what this reminds me of that. Why? I don't know. I mean, who doesn't love a palm tree? Okay. You know, what's kind of, when I first started making jewelry, I always wanted like, ooh, that's like elegant, fancy, that kind of thing. And, as the years go by and you make every possible like thing imaginable. I mean, you start to this you start to like things that you didn't like before just so you could have an excuse to make it. Does that sound familiar? This thing got kind of tangled here. We want to nip this in the bud. So, oh my goodness. It's okay. We got it straightened out. 'Cause I remember back in the day, I could never understand why somebody would wear like pineapple earrings. I'm like, I used to think, oh my God, that is so like corny. Or what else? What other weird thing? Or like a chicken necklace, like I made like a couple of weeks ago. But I don't know. I think as the years go by, you just get kind of you just really don't care what people think anymore because most of the stuff that I make like that, it's because it brings back a very special memory. And you know what? If someone doesn't like it, I don't care. And on one of the JTV Extra shows, I did a necklace. It was Ode to Lily Chicken. And the necklace was cute and everything, but then you're like, oh my gosh, it's got a chicken, just like, you know what? Why not? Because it just brings back a really nice memory. And you know what? Pineapples? Oh, I have like this little art sculpture in my kitchen. It's a pineapple. And I love that pineapple. Every time, okay, and I'll tell you the story about the pineapple. I went to like a street fair and there was a girl selling these real pretty glass things. And she was so nice. And she just like so cheerful and just really nice. And every time I look at that, or any pineapple, the one that I bought from her, or any pineapple in general, it just reminds me of her because she was just so, so sweet. And it just makes me happy, just being able to think about her. So I'm really glad that I bought her glass. I don't know, it's like a glass mosaic pineapple. It's really pretty, by the way. Okay, we're almost done. Oh my goodness. Okay, the heat is on. Let's see. Okay, I think let me see if we're gonna finish there or put one more bead. Okay, this is where things get interesting. All right. Let me see what I did on this one. You know what, let me count the beads on this one because I just want to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, really? One more? Okay. Hey, hey, the numbers don't lie. Okay, so let's do one more. Ah, so this is where things get interesting. Okay. So I'm going to feed and do my last one. You, when you get to the last one, you do it like you normally would. And this is hands down the cleanest finish. I've seen some crazy stuff out there, but this is very, very, very clean. I'm going to come in here. Come on. I'm going to come through the bead just like we did before. Okay, just come all the way through. Get the last one on there. Okay, so I'm gonna take this off, and now I'm gonna get the clasp. See that? I'm gonna put the that piece of cord on the clasp. So I need this part right. Oops, let me turn it. Okay. Okay. Ooh, this is cool, guys. This is my favorite part of making the bracelet because it's just so cool. So you have to go back through the bead, but see, you have to like kind of go under. So you have to feed your needle back through just like that. And pull it through. See, that's how come you need it to fit. Okay, so we got it through. Now, once you get it through, okay, I'm gonna like slow down here. So I I I popped it through. I'm not gonna pull it all the way through. So I'm gonna come in here and cut it. Boom. Okay, just one of them. You're gonna pull one of them back out. That one. See how one of them is stayed? Okay, now we're going to pull that one all the way through. And if this gets kind of, why is that happening? Okay. It's kind of tangled in there, but that's all right. See how we did that? So I took both of them, pulled it through with the leader needle, cut it off at the close to the fold, and then so it's going to look like this. So you'll have two cords sticking out. Now the cool part is we're going to turn our board this way, and now we are going to macrame. We're going to macrame in here, and it's going to make a nice, clean, very tight like finish. But when you do your first one, it's going to look kind of weird. So let me. It's not going to want to tighten all the way. See that? But just do it to where it's just like kind of snug. But then when you do the second one, it'll tighten up. See that? And then you do top. And if you don't know how to macrame, the way I do it, I mean, everyone does it their own way. But see how I do like a C on the bottom, and then I grab this one, and I put it into that loop. And I'm always alternating. I'm doing like this, like now I'm going to do this letter C on the top, like this. Now this one's going to go on top of that. And then I'm going to feed this through the bottom of the loop. So you're going to either go through the top of the loop, bottom of the loop, top of the loop, bottom of the loop. And I do it that way because for some reason it just helps me remember. I have this thing in my head. I go top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom. So I'm going to tighten. And if you lose your way like I just did, oh my goodness. Okay, I think I need to do a top. I'm gonna cheat here. I'm gonna zoom. Oh, I can't zoom in anymore. Oh, that doesn't work. I think it's a top. Okay, I'm gonna do top. See how nice that looks? And I'll give you a couple of really cool design ideas. Because, you know, one thing you could do is you could macrame with beads on the outside. So you can put beads. Oh, let me get back into focus. You could put beads in here. And so if you want to stop your ladder stitch, like, let's say over here, and then do a bunch of like a longer part like this, you can't. That's going to look so cool. I should do that someday. It's going to look really cool. Okay, so I'm going to come in here and just do a couple of more. Okay, and then what I do is I turn it around and then I macrame back over my macrame because it makes it extra, extra strong. So let's do that. Okay, so yeah, I ended up with you know, quite a bit of not overly much cord left over. But just use the directions, because if you're making something that's longer, like if you're going for 7 or 8 inches, or even if you're using smaller beads, you will need more cord. And what I do, since, you know, you're splitting the cord, you're like, okay, so now you've got like two 110-inch lengths. What I do is I just put it on one of those little flip bobbins. I think you can buy them on my website. But what do they look like? They kind of sort of look like this, but this is just a big one that I have. But I wrap them on this, and then I just save it for a different project. Let me make sure to focus. Okay, and then I take one of these guys, a thread zapper thing, and then I melt it. And yeah, you don't want to take a lighter to this because, ooh, I get nervous. Okay. All right. So this one is done. You know what? I'm gonna, we might as well like do, yeah, well, of course we're gonna do those. I am going to melt these guys into little balls. Let's do that. Let's kind of separate these out. We don't want to get the, there it goes. Perfect. All right, let's see. Can I do this? Perfect. And squish it just to help mold it in there. And if you need to like tweak it, okay, I need to do that one a little bit better because it's still kind of sort of sticking out. Hang on, let's do this. Oop. Okay, perfect. Oh, look how pretty that is. Oh my gosh, I love it. And here, then now I've got 2 of them. And oh, let me focus. And when if you have trouble like getting like bracelets on, one thing that you can do that's so easy, you just put like a piece of string, because this will be hard to get on, you know, because sometimes we have trouble getting our bracelets on. But if you take a scrap of any cord, just put it right in there, it miraculously makes it very, very, very easy. So you just hold it right here, and isn't that crazy? It's like truly amazing. Ta-ta. I love it. It's so pretty. And see, you know, instead of doing um like a triples or doubles, I really, if I'm gonna do it, I just do 2 separate ones, because I don't like the way the ladder bracelets like fold over themselves. For some reason, it just bugs me. I think this has I like the profile. It's just flatter. I think it just looks better. Okay, now we're going to go on to the other one. Oh, I'm going to leave this on. Okay, this one's interesting. Ooh, let's see. How did I do this? Was it like this? No, like this. Okay, let's do this one. Let's see, do I remember? Yeah, I think I do. Okay, so, yes, I do. So we're going to go through that bottom bead just like we did before. And on this one, I think I got like 16 inches of leather. It's probably more than I needed. I put the button, you can see the button here. And I started it exactly the same way. And I did my first bead the same way. Everything's exactly the same. Okay, now I'm going to go through this bead just like I did the other time. Let's see, pop it down. Okay. If it doesn't go through, why doesn't it go through? Maybe the hole's not big enough? No, I think it is. Okay, I'm going to try it again. Because sometimes, I don't know, sometimes. Let's do this again. Okay. Okay. Oh, it worked. So let me backtrack a little bit. So see where the bend is? That's where we're going to cut. And then pull one of them out. Oh, okay, that one. Okay, good. Now we're going to get these. Perfect. So we're going to do the same macrame thing like we did before. So let me see. I'll count how many I recommend. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 11. I'm going to go with 12. Okay. So do 12 of these little macrame things. Now we need a ring. So where are my rings? I'm going to put the smallest one you can get away with because we're going to do some really cool thing right here. I don't think a 6mm. Let's see if we can get the 6mm to work. I don't think it will, but I'm going to try it. It's not going to work. So we have to go with an 8mm. Okay, so let me find. Let's see how big this one is. 8. Okay, perfect. Oh, you know what? I want a silver one. Oh. Okay, I found one. Woohoo. Right there. So what you do is you're gonna fold you're gonna put the ring in there. Just like that. And you are going to, oops. It's a little bit of space, maybe about like that. Then you're gonna fold this over. So let's get this clipped on. So I'm gonna put this here. All right. It'll take shape. Just 1 second. See, you put both of these through and then you're gonna fold it over. I'm just getting it set up. So I need it, let me get another clip. And I'm going to put that one about right there. And now we need to tweak this part. So I'm going to pull on it, ease this up, and pull back. Okay. I think that's good. So what I've done is I did the macrame. Now I'm going to macrame over this part too. So there's top, bottom, top. You want to do it nice and snug. And if you're using like really thin leather, you kind of sort of got to be careful because the this string can like actually cut through leather if you do it too tight. So just get as close to the ring as you can. It's close to the ring, so that the ring still has movement. Okay. Okay, so let's. I think that's good. Let's see. Okay. Now what you do, you turn it over. And I don't think we need this anymore, so let me get that out of the way. So now what we're going to do is we're going to macrame all the way back to here. So we're going to kind of macrame on top of our macrame, and that's going to make it extra, extra secure. Plus, it'll look really nice. You'll see when I'm finished here. I'm just going to speed things up. So what's today's date? Today is May 10th. I guess, is it? Oh, Mother's Day is tomorrow. Are you guys doing anything special for Mother's Day? I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Hmm. I know what I'd like to do. Um, does it relate to being a mother? Probably not. I'd probably like to just have a nice peaceful day and like make jewelry, which I'll probably be doing anyway because every day it's like I have to make something. Okay. Ooh, it's shaping up. It's looking good. Okay, bottom. Okay, beautiful. Then you come in and you're going to melt this. We want to get that nice and perfect. Okay, let's do the other side. That's one thing I really like about this board. It just helps stabilize like stuff. Okay, perfect. Okay, and then we come in and cut the excess leather. And one thing I like to use these cuticle scissors because they get in nice and close. And you can buy these. I buy them. I mean, this particular one was like, I don't know, it was expensive, but it wasn't worth it. But I bought them for other things, not to like cut leather. That's what I ended up. You can buy them on Amazon, like 10-pack for cheap. Ooh, look at that. Oh, very, very nice. Okay. So now the last step we're going to do is since we have a button here, let me fix my focus. I'm going to put a loop, a sliding loop on here. And check it out. Isn't that cool? So let me grab some faux leather, and I'm going to use, let's see, what size? I think I'm going to go with a 1 millimeter. Yeah, 1 millimeter. Because when you decide, like, what color, what you should use, I'd always go with like what fits the like the overall scale of your piece. So I cut around like 10, 12 inches. And I'm going to come in here and let's flip the board over, put a pin and a clip an inch apart. And let's get the moose knot on there. And I'm going to do a double moose. Oh, with this thickness, I offset by 4 inches. So it's always important. I think there's only one lesson that I have where I don't offset. So for 1 millimeter and under, it's 4 inches. For 5, for like 1.5 millimeter to 2, I do like 5 to like 5.5. So so you offset by 4, and then you want to do the moose knot with the taller one. So I'm going to go 1. I'm only going to do a double because I don't want a big old knot right here. So I'm going to come in here and put this and tighten and slide this down. Got a moose knot there. And let's get this. Now the next knot I'm going to put is a coil knot. It's going to be a sliding coil knot. So I'm going to like show you how to do this and give you like the incredible tips and tricks. Okay, when you do, and I think, you know, most of you that have seen me like on other like channels and stuff like that, you know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a 4 wrap. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to put my finger underneath to like push it up, take the peg out, and feed this side in this way and this side in this way. And woo, go back, go back, go back. No, no, no. Hang on, it's being belligerent. That's how come sometimes the needle is very handy. Okay, there we go. Okay, so you want to squeeze and like twist it and tighten. Squeeze like this, and let's squish it. What you're doing is you're distributing the tension in the knot. And then you're going to pull and give it a nice little. Okay, before you take it off, just put a knot on it. Really important, because that's going to let you know which one to melt off. There have been so many times where I didn't do that. I moved the knot over and then I accidentally like cut one of these guys. So we don't want that to happen. So what I do at this point, I just slide it down as far to the end. And the reason is because when you come in to melt this, these little knots, it'll most likely nick this cord here, but since we're cutting it off anyway, it doesn't matter. So you don't want to like do it when it's down here. I mean, if you have to, I've got other tips and tricks. But let's make sure it's nice and snug. And now we're coming in to melt this into a ball. Okay. You don't want too little, but you don't want too much either. So this is about maybe 1/4 of an inch. Okay, and I'm going to take my thread burner and I'm going to fluff it out. Should I use a lighter? Yeah, you know what, guys? A lighter makes a better ball. Okay, you want to do this like slow, like just like brush the edge of the flame. And you just want it to a little ball like that. You don't want to tap it or anything. Just don't even look at it. Because sometimes the first thing I do is when I look at these things, I go boop, and it's like just ignore it. Just look away, let it cool off. Okay, and just think of something for 15 seconds. Okay, I think it's cooled off. Let me just put it over the fan just to make sure. Okay. Beautiful. Perfect ball. Okay, so now we got to do the other side. Okay, so I'm going to cut this about 1/4 of an inch. Hang on. Perfect. Fluff it out. And you can't fluff out like some cords and do this, only like synthetics. You guys knew that, right? That you can only melt synthetics. Okay, I'm gonna look at the ceiling. I'll let it cool. Let me put it over the fan. Okay, I think it's good. Okay, perfect. Ooh. Okay, see how this part, see that? See that? That's exactly what we don't want. Okay, so now I'm just gonna slide it to like equalize the tension. And now what we do is we just find like the maximum opening because you don't want it to open any more than it needs to. So let's just see, maybe a little bit more. And one nice thing about doing it this way is if you use an even bigger button, you don't have to concern yourself with like a giant loop because this one closes. So I think that's good. Let's see about perfect. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put what I call the stop knots, which is just an overhand knot. And you can use a peg to like get it up to the little knot, or you could just if you can do it manually, or you could use a peg this way, just make the overhand knot, and then just like use it as an awl to get it slid over. And now I'm going to put a couple of like I'm going to put a couple of beads on the end just to give it some spark. Let's see, where are my favorite beads? These guys, I just love them. I hope it fits. I hope it fits. So I really like these beads. We sell these. They're just. I hope it fits. Oh, oh no. Well, I don't think it fits on this. I know. You know what? I'm gonna try one of my tricks. You know, I always have like these tips and tricks. Let's see if one of my own tip and trick works. So what I do is I heat harden stuff. So I'm gonna hold this and I'm gonna see if I can just because what it does is it I don't know how to explain it. It just makes it like a faux needle. But I'm gonna come in with a razor. I'm gonna cut it at an angle. Let's see if it worked. Ooh, it did. Okay. I'll do that again so you can see it. It's a really cool trick. Because sometimes, you know, faux leather has a tendency to fluff out a lot. And heat hardening the cord just, God, it just helps. I mean, you just witnessed this miracle. So you just got to hold it and pull it while it's cooling because the thing is it's a synthetic cord, so synthetics melt. Let me see if that's focused. Yeah, synthetics melt, and then if you're pulling it while it's quote unquote melting, it makes it like thinner. Let's see if that one worked. And it did. Oh my goodness. Perfect. Okay. And this isn't like exactly the best way to like do these knots, but I'm just being probably it's better to use like a knotting awl or something. Okay, so I'm gonna take a lighter and I'm gonna melt these down. Now this one I am gonna wait like 3 or 4 seconds and then tap it down. Ooh, don't burn me. Ah, it didn't. Okay, perfect. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Okay, right there. I'm gonna, okay. All right, so now we have this one's done. This is one of my favorite ways to make this bracelet. And remember, you can use this finishing on like any bracelet where you have a button on one side, you could do this really cool slide knot thing on the other, and look how cool it is. And then one cool thing you could do is you put like wire wrap beads on here, and look at that. Ooh, oh, it looks so pretty. Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It was a lot of fun for me. It's probably one of my longest videos. Like, oh my goodness, it's over an hour, and I will have chapter markers. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video.